What's going on, guys? In the spirit of making our customers happy, this is a video about the final touch from the manager. And this video is going to be going over that, which is to ensure that every customer is satisfied and fully understands the work performed before they leave with their vehicle. Unhappy customers, as you know, are non-negotiable. And I'll start this video again with Warren Buffett's quote, which is, he told all his managers, "Lose me money, and I will be understanding. Lose me an ounce of reputation, and I will be ruthless." And that is because we cannot afford to lose reputation. We can afford to lose money, but we can never afford to lose reputation. And that is my message to you today. And in that spirit, let's start with the procedure. It's a 4-step process. The manager, like a 5-star restaurant, when you're leaving a 5-star restaurant, the manager or the maitre d', is a fancy word for a manager, comes by with their hands with a suit on, usually an older guy, says, "Ladies and gentlemen, how was the food today? Mr. Syed, did you like your steak?" This is the same thing we're doing, but we're doing it in auto repair. So you go there as a manager, you personally greet them. "Mr. Customer, Mr. Johnson, my name is Zane. How you doing? I'm the manager here." And you say it with a warm tone so they can feel that you actually give a crap. And then you go over the review. "Hey, Mr. Johnson, your Traverse was in here today for the brakes. As you know, we did your front brakes. Do you remember the brakes were bad? Here's some photos. By the way, let me go get those parts for you." That's number one. You address them and confirm the work performed. Then the second, this is the part where you say, "Does everything make sense to you, Mr. Johnson? Do you have any questions for me? Did all this make sense?" And then you clarify any technical details to ensure that the customer feels informed. They have to understand what was done because they're giving you their hard-earned money. Number 3, verify satisfaction. Very important. After all this, you say, "Are you happy with everything today?" "Well, it was pretty expensive, but I understand." "Great, I'm so sorry. You know what? I'll give you an oil change the next free visit," right? So make something small. "No, I'm really happy. Great, you guys are good. I'm going to tell everyone about you." That is the answer you're looking for. If they're not happy at all, or if they say something and anything, immediately resolve that concern and ask them, what can I do to help you out here? I want to make sure you leave happy. Say it straight up. "That's my job, Mr. Johnson. You cannot leave unhappy. I will die if that happens." You make a joke about it, but you understand. You have to make that clear. "Mr. Johnson, my job is to make sure you leave here happy. So what can we do? What can I do to make sure that happens?" Number 4, once you resolve it, or if they're already happy, thank them for their business and trust them. "Thank you so much, Mr. We really appreciate what you've done here and trusting me and my team with your vehicle here." And final advice and recommendation, remember, always go a little bit over what they expect. "Hey, by the way, Mr. Johnson, I heard you needed a detail. I got you a spot reserve. I'm just going to go ahead and take care of it," especially if it's a big repair. Or do something special that they will remember. Be like, "Man, they didn't have to do that. That Zane guy didn't have to do that at that repair shop." And once you're done with that, which isn't part of the process, but ask for a recommendation. If you've made them happy, be like, "You know what I really would appreciate, Mr. Johnson? Tell your friends and family about us, about what happened here, because there's just not enough good shops, in my opinion. We want to be that good shop for you and your friends." And I promise you, it's just a cliche thing to say, but people will always refer people over. That's what we used to do in the early days. That's why the business has grown. I used to tell my customers, "You don't need to give me anything. You don't need to just leave the review if you can. I would really appreciate, just spread the word that these guys genuinely care about their customers." I promise you, people want to spread the good word because they just need the nudge. Why? Because there's just so many crappy shops out there. And I'll end with the same thing that I started with. No customer should ever leave with an unresolved concern. That is your job as a manager to make sure that doesn't happen. That is your most important job. There's literally nothing more important than the business chat. I challenge you. I'll pay you $100,000. Think of one thing that's more important than leaving your customers happy. There's literally nothing more important in this industry. We're in the business of serving customers. Service. So how can you say that anything is more important than your customers being unhappy? Everything that we do leads to that. If a customer is unhappy, it is the manager's responsibility to fix it before they walk out. Because the moment they walk out that door, now it's the Wild West. You're going to pay 10 times more to resolve that issue, statistically speaking. So you could have resolved it with $100. Now you're going to resolve it with $1,000, and the damage has already started to spread either via bad review or bad word of mouth or all of the above. And now you're begging and pleading for them to come back and resolve that issue with you. Remember, if you resolve it proactively by asking them when they're in your building, you have a 10 times more likelihood of getting that resolved with a 10 times less cost of doing it. After they leave, now it's good luck. You're going to pray on it and see what happens. So you cannot afford to do that. I hope the final touch is something that is non-negotiable for you. We're going to keep hitting on this until it is as clear to you as the sky. Thank you very much. I'll see you in the next one.